Oh, negative. Group contact 0, over.
Corner, China 102 taxi.
China 102, left hand Bravo, hold short whiskey.
Hello guys, welcome to a new series that I'm about to start. This series is all about this A2A C172 beautiful Cessna. Beautiful thing about the A2A one, it will actually age, so it will act like a real aircraft. When you're not flying it for 2 weeks, for example, things will rust, things will get nasty, and you will need to change your oil and stuff like that. Like, it actually acts like a real Cessna. Now, what I want to do with this series is, I just got this aircraft. I'm still learning it. At the moment, I'm at Sepa Airport. It's in the Netherlands, and I know this airport quite well. I've been there a couple of times to spot planes myself. I'm not a real pilot, so don't think anything about that. But I actually want to learn this aircraft, and I want to be able to fly with it and actually see what happens when you fly it a couple of hours. So that's why I'm starting this series. We're gonna fly it often, not every day of course, but maybe once or twice or 3 times a week, and let's see what happens. So the first thing we need to do is, when we want to fly, is to start with the checklist. Of course, I disabled the yoke. You can disable the yoke with this so you can see your instruments a little better. In real life you can stick your head around it and stuff, but I don't have track IR whatsoever, so I can't do that. First thing is, we will remove the controls lock, and we will grab the checklist. Checklist is over here. So upon entering the cabin, the airplane weight and balance, we can actually open a window to look at the weight and balance. We see that we have, in each tank, we have 78 liters left, it says here. 75 here, so I'll make it even. 78 here as well. The pilot, and we have 7.4 liters of oil left. That's way more than we need. We need around 6 to 7. Alright, the parking brake is set. The control wheel lock was removed. I just did that. The avionics switch is on. Off. The muster switch, turn it on, and then turn on the pitot heat as well, because it's pretty cold outside. Check the fuel quantity. Yeah, it's going up. It looks pretty nice. Looks pretty accurate. Once again, the fuel quantity meters in the Cessna, they are well known for giving wrong indicators, so as long as it says that it's not empty, it's good. Static pressure, the alternate static air switch is off. That's good. Annunciator panel test. Let's see if all lights work. They work perfect, so let's put them back on dim. Then the fuel selector valve on both, and the cutoff pushed in, and the flaps extended, so we can check them in a minute. Let's see if they go at the same time. They do. No errors in that matter. Then we grab the list again, and we put the muster switch on off, and we set the elevator trim on takeoff, and it's already on takeoff, because that's how I left it. I've been only flying this plane, this livery, now for 1.9 hours. I did one quick tour around the Netherlands. What I want to do with this series is, I really want to start off where we left with airport, etc. It's not that we're gonna be today like in the Netherlands and next day in I don't know, the US or whatsoever. I really want to fly to there if I want to do anything like that, so that will be interesting. Our tail number is Nico 689er Delta Whiskey. I might be going on VATSIM, I'm not sure yet. Right now I won't do it for the first flight. I still need to get used to the actual airplane for a little bit more. So let's do the walk around. We're gonna start at the pitot. We're gonna touch it. We're gonna check if it's warm. Basically what the pitot does, it gives you the indication of like your airspeed and your basically what's your airspeed, I believe, and the temperature outside. But the thing is, if it's frozen, it won't work, so that's why you need to heat it up and make sure it's like normal temperature. Sometimes it's hot, like when you heat it, it can be hot, so don't burn your fingers. After that, we make sure that the baggage door is locked, and it is. Right now it is. Then we remove the tail tie down, and we check the connections between the controls. That looks good. We can also check the controls by just doing it with our normal control stuff. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, let's check the rudders. Rudders looks good as well. Let's check the connection on the rudders. Looks all fancy. And this is fancy as well. We're basically tipping it, so it shouldn't move when we tip it. So that's good. It's not moving. Then we check all the antennas, if they are sticking out, nothing is broken or whatsoever. Yeah, that's all good. Now we go to the next station. Next station is the flaps. So the right flap. We will shake the flap a little bit, make sure it's solid, and then check the connections. When you check the connections, make sure everything is on the rail here, and this is not bent. It's straight right now, as you can see here as well. If it's bent, yeah, you can guess what it does. It doesn't retract or whatsoever, or it will fail. Then we will check the right wingtip. We'll check the connections of the wingtips. We'll check the lights here. Lights are not on right now, but the lights look good. We can check the controls. As you can see on the left side right now through the window, it's actually going the right way as well, so that's good. Right, full left, full right. That's good. Alright, continue on and get rid of the wing tie and check for damage. Well, there's no damage here. So let's go on. For the wheel, you normally open this hatch, this little hatch, then check the wheel pressure and check the wheel itself, but we can't do that right now. But yeah, looks good. We are not on the ground, it's inflated, so that's good. Then we will drain a little bit of fuel to inspect it. Right now it's clear, as you can see. If there's like dirt in it or whatsoever, or it has another color than this, we should probably do something about it. But it seems pretty good right now, so no problems with that. Then we will check the fuel amount that we have. We have a little bit above the 20 gallons, so that's good. We can have a maximum of 26, it says here. 26.5 or 100 liters, but I think this is alright. We won't fly for hours, so we will do with this. The oil, we will check the oil level. It's above the 7.1. Change the oil every 25 hours or 4 months, whichever comes first. Can extend to 40 hours if the plane is flown daily. Basically, after every 25 hours of flying, you need to change the fuel, or the oil, sorry. Well, we can do that. Drain and inspect the fuel again here. All looks good. This is the fuel that goes into the engine first, so yeah, make sure that that's perfect. Nose wheel, check for the proper inflation. Yeah, it looks good. Nothing weird there. Check for the proper stud. Basically what that does, it's like you need to be able to put 3 fingers here, I got told. Because this is what's working with the, how's it called? The wheel lock. Like when you taxi, your front wheel will turn when you touch the rudders. Once you're in the air basically pushes the wheel down, which causes this to like stretch a little bit more. If it's more than 3 fingers, it will be in the locked position, and then you can't turn the nose wheel. So that's basically what's happening when you're flying forward. The air will actually lock it. So the pressure, or like the air that's blowing past it, or like blowing against it, that's what it looks. It's pretty interesting to know. I learned that yesterday from a couple other guys. Well, thanks for that. Check for damage and security. Well, no damage that I see so far. Right, then check for any obstructions in the air vents. Basically what happens here is the air will go through and then go past the engine, and that's what the what cools down the engine here. So that's our check. There's nothing in here, but birds love to build nests in here, I got told. So alright. Engine cooling air inlets, it's not obstructed, and air filter, and there's nothing. It's all good. Then check for any blockages on the left static source opening. Well, that's good. And check for the fuel quantity here. It's also a little bit above 20, so that's good. And fuel tank, let's check it again and inspect the pitot tube that nothing's blocking it, and nothing is. Then for the left wing, the same. You normally would check the inflation. You open this hatch and do stuff, and you will remove the tie downs, and you will make sure that here, this is the stall warning over here. You can see it. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit. This is the stall warning. Basically, how it works is once you're flying forward, or once you're standing still, air will suck in, or nothing will happen with the air. Like, or it will blow in, or nothing will happen. Once you stall, air will be sucked out of this hole, and that's what triggers the alarm. So that's when you get the warning message. So you need to make sure that's clear. And over here, this is the fuel tank vent opening. Basically what that does is it allows air to flow through or past the engine as well, and past the fuel tank. What says it? Fuel tank vent. Then we need to disconnect the wing tie downs. I just did that, and we need to check the landing lights and taxi lights for, there we go, for any damage. Looks good. So let's go to the next station. We will check the wingtips and lights. Well, we can see that here. Everything looks good. Then we check for the proper movement and security here. Looks all good. Nothing weird here. I don't think anything should be broken with a new plane, and I only flew it for 1 hour. So let's try the flaps again. Yeah, it looks good. And this looks good as well. Well, now we did a walk around, so we're done with that. Now we can go on to the starting phase. It's pretty cold outside. It says 15 degrees here. I really need to get active sky for FSX, because right now in real life it's about 7 degrees outside here. So let's get started. We first check the throttle, that we crack it a little bit. I'm just grabbing the, I'm just cheating a little bit with the checklist, or cheating at least. With the checklist you make sure you have everything, but I should know this out of my mind. But I use it for checking, and that's what the checklist is for. Like, if you forget stuff, that's not good, you will crash, and yeah, it'll cost you a lot of money. I will crack it always about around the 15 to 20%. In real life you do the 1/4 of an inch, that's literally this. That's how you do it in real life, but with this one you do a little bit more, around 15%. There we go. Then we put the mixer on idle, make sure it's all the way out. I said make sure it's all the way out, there we go. Put the master switch on and the beacon light on. Put the alternative on as well. What the alternative does is it adds a little bit more volts to the main one. That way you're always charging. You're never getting too low on volts. You can also see it if I put the alternative on off. It should start with the volt warning in a couple seconds, because already my amps are going down because I'm using everything for the flaps and for all the other stuff that uses electricity. I'm gonna bring the flaps all the way up again. That's actually step 15, but yeah. then go to, we need to put the we need to do the extra steps because it's not a warm engine, it's cold outside. So we should start with priming the engine. What's the word I was searching for? Whilst the cabin is cold as well, I'm gonna put on the vent, otherwise we're gonna get fucked up windows and we don't want that to happen. So put the ventilation on, put a little bit of cockpit heat. There we go. There we go. Alright, so let's prime the engine. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna put on the master switch both, pull on the fuel pump, put in the idle, watch this going up, and 5 seconds later put this out and fuel pump out. We just primed the engine. That's how easy it is. Alright, then we're gonna start it by starting, we should turn off the pilot heat by the way. We should start it by shouting clear prop, but I won't do that because, yeah, people told me not to be a nerd. So let's start with putting this on the right, left, both, and then we can start the engine. And then slowly bring in the mixture to full. And there we go. Give it some seconds to warm up. We give it a little bit more throttle, a little bit more RPM, about 10,000 RPM. We put our earplugs in as well, by the way, and close the door. There we go. We should have closed the door before starting it. That was my mistake. As I said before, I will still make mistakes. I'm still learning the aircraft. I'm talking at the same time, so it's weird. Oil pressure should be good. It's in the green, so the temperature it will get up in a second. Don't worry about that for now. Fact, it's almost in the green. I think we're good. Alright, navigation lights on. The taxi lights on, because we're going to be taxiing in a second. And turn on all the instruments that we're going to need for today. Put this on. And we only put it on altitude. This is the transponder. We only put that on altitude. We should turn on the avionics. We only put that on altitude once we are in the air. What you hear beeping is the autopilot starting up. It's gonna test itself. Alert 1000 is way too low. I know by fact that 3500 is the standard in the Netherlands. That's for autopilot. We just put it in there just in case we need to use it. I'm not gonna fly autopilot for now, just because it's not fun, really. 1200, that's the standard in the US, and there 7000, that's the standard VFR for Europe. So we put it on there, and we check our radio frequency as well. We don't have to worry about it now because we're not on VATSIM, and I'm not using any ATC for now. So that's a point I don't have to worry about today. And everything looks good. Let's check the navigation lights and the beacon. All looks good. Alright, we're good to go. What we will do then is release the parking brake. There we go. And we already start driving forward. We'll taxi to the runway to the right. The only thing I should get probably is the ATIS report, but I'm not sure if this air... No, it doesn't have ATIS, so... Should have looked at the weather report, but we should be good. Looks a little bit cloudy, but we won't be that high anyway. Alright, slow down, monster. Alright, across the holding stripe. We're gonna go towards runway 07, if I'm right. And our first flight will be a holding pattern. So we're gonna go into pattern and go for touch and go, and after the touch and go we will fly somewhere. I haven't decided yet where. I think maybe to Texel or Rotterdam airport. And then later on, after this one, I'm really gonna plan something like maybe a travel around the world. Maybe in a couple months we can be in the US. That would be amazing. Alright, let's put the actual blob with the heading selected to current degree that we're facing down the runway, so we can, we're not facing the right degrees by the way. There we go. I noticed on myself that I'm switching way too much to wait a second, my magneto says something else than this over here. So I need to correct that. I need to adjust it to the same of my magneto. Magneto's just on 7. Otherwise we're gonna get problems. It's on 6 right now. Yeah. There we go. That was weird. I don't know why that is, but alright then. I think it's on 7 to be honest. Can't see it that good. I don't want to make mistakes in this, otherwise it will be a shame. Yeah, it's just between 7 and 6. So I should put it here as well. This should be about right. I was already wondering, like, why the hell am I pointing towards runway 07 and does it say north on my instrument? I didn't have it in this aircraft yet. Set the barometer as well by pressing B for now, because we don't have ATIS. Alright, we're good to go for here. We're gonna turn the landing lights on, turn off the taxi lights, and turn on the strobe lights. That's good. The instruments look good. And I'm good to go for now. I'm gonna pull at about 55 knots, so bear with me. I'm gonna put down the flaps once. And when we reach an altitude of 400, we're gonna retract the flaps. Wish me luck. Alright, full throttle. Alright, 50 knots and pull up. Alright, we're airborne and climbing. Need to adjust the trim a little bit. I don't want to climb too fast. And I need to keep making minor corrections to stay in the same course. The wind is a little heavy. Looks like we don't have good vision. This is not the ideal situation for VFR flight, but alright, we'll take it. Alright, we're above the 400, so let's retract or retract the flaps, not like sand. And I'm gonna push down to 10-degree climb. There we go. There we go. A little bit like this. And we're on course. Gonna retract the mixture a little bit. Alright, we're still climbing. Looks all good. Looks all good. Not too bad. I expected the worst takeoff, since I'm not the best at takeoffs and landings. I need to practice it more. I'm used to the autopilot ones. Is that the moon right in front of us? What the hell? Or is that the sun? I think it's the sun. I'm not sure. Alright, we're a couple miles out. We're gonna turn left, 90 degrees. Where the 1100 meters altitude. I want to climb to about 1500. Or try to climb in time to 1500. Because that's a bare minimum in the Netherlands. Around this airport at least. So that's what I know. Alright, we're over the 90 degrees as I see on my heading indicator, so let's correct a little bit. I was focused on my altitude instead of my heading. Alright, we're heading the right way. And everything looks good. I haven't enabled any VORs yet, so yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Let's actually enable the navigation display. And zoom in a little. Just for another reference point. It's a little shaky up here. So I think I'm gonna put it down to full stop because vision is getting bad as well. Then I can show you the garage, and I think the next flight will be next time then when the weather is a little better. Alright, I'm gonna turn to the left. Again at 90 degrees, and I'm over the 1500 meters, so I actually need to descend. Alright, 90 degrees set. There we go. I need to keep the altitude, so I need to trim. And put the nose down a little. Oh, okay. It's clear weather now. I don't know if it was the weather or if it was I think it's a mist bank. I don't know. Seems like FSX is trying to update with real life weather. It's not that misty outside here in real life right now, but I'll take it. There's the airport, you can see it. We are aligned with the runway, we're downwind of runway 07 now. And we're gonna turn onto the base and the final in a second. If you don't know what that is, that's a traffic pattern. I will go over that later in another video. I'm planning on doing like VATSIM tutorials as well, like how to start it up. And whilst I'm learning, try to learn you something. So maybe that will be interesting. Maybe not. We'll see. Because of course there are already shitloads of people doing that out there. But I don't give a shit. Let's take back a little throttle to about 50%. So we don't speed up too much on our descent, because we're gonna start our descent pretty soon. I think the airport is almost to 45-degree angle, so we can almost turn 90 degrees left again. I'm at the perfect 1500. I forgot to put my transponder on altitude. Basically, from takeoff till landing you put it on altitude, and on landing you put it on before you put it on standby on landing, but they changed that. It's similar to mode C on bigger airplanes. Alright, let's turn the 90 degrees to the left. 20-degree bank again. Whilst a little descending. And we are on the base for runway 07. Or 07. Alright. Looking good, looking good. We see the airport over there. We want to descend a little bit more. Don't get too much speed. Might want to take back a little bit more throttle. Want to push the mixture full in again on landing. Just in case we need to do anything. We don't want to descend too fast. Really need to make minor adjustments. And we want to start to turn to the left right now. About 20 degrees again. Alright, looking good. I turned too early, so let's line with the runway. Let's fly forward and line ourselves with the runway. Gonna extend the flaps to 10% or 10 degrees, so we get a little bit more drag on our wings. And I will be extending it once more and take back the throttle a little bit more. As soon as we're above the runway, we put it to full idle throttle. Alright. I took the highway over here as reference, or like as fuel reference, but it's not fully aligned with the runway. I thought it was fully aligned. It's not. So that was my mistake. Alright. We can get on course now. It's the runway. Get on the glide slope. We don't have a glide slope over here, but yeah. Oh. At least no iOS glide slope. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. It's looking good. And about here we put it to idle throttle and pull up a little bit. There we go. Touchdown. Was a little rough landing, to be honest, but I'll take it. Alright, slow down. And we can taxi off the runway. Vacate the runway. Come on. I forget all the time that this plane takes a little bit more throttle to start taxiing. Like when it takes quite some to start taxiing, but once you're taxiing it goes fast. It goes really fast. So you really should be playing with the throttle during the taxi. Apart from all the big airplanes that I'm kind of used to right now. Because I always flew that since I had FSX, like the A320 and the A319, 737. Those all work different. If you're wondering what scenery I'm using NL2000. It's freeware, it's not payware. It basically includes all the local airports in the Netherlands. And Amsterdam and Rotterdam as well. But of lower quality. I've got Flight Tampa Amsterdam now, which I'm really happy with, and Rexford textures. So that's why everything looks a little bit more fancy. Still not perfect, or what I wish it was, because I know prepared looks way better, but that's out of my league. Like, can't afford that. Let's taxi towards the parking right there. Like in front of the Cessna air service, we can park it there, so we can go into the garage, and then I'll show you some stuff that I have on my Cessna at the moment. Right, turn right over here. Yeah, come on. Yeah, as I said, it's not 100% accurate, this airfield, because I believe in real it's also like full solid over here instead of just little taxiways. Go past the museum and go to the air service. Also in real life it's not called Cessna Airport anymore, it's called Breda International, I believe? I'm not sure. I know that it's not called Cessna anymore, and I use my brakes too much. There we go. Throttle to idle and park it right in front of the service. Here we go. Now first of all, we'll put the transponder back to on. I'm gonna permanently put it to off actually, because we're gonna turn everything off. Turn this off, turn the radios off, turn the navigation display off, turn the magnetos off, turn the mixture to idle, cut the fuel, put the fuel cut to left only, so we won't have any cross-feeding whatsoever. Put the avionics on off, put all the lights off, except for the beacon. I like to keep the beacon on, so it turns on as soon as it turns on battery. And there we go. It's all set. So beautiful. So what we can do now is when we press Shift 7, is we can enter the garage. So what this does, it shows us the hours that we've been flying. So right now, I've been flying 3.7 hours in total. With this engine, I've been flying 2.2 hours in total. And the prop, I use the factory stock, so the standard one. I can also use this one. This one has a little bit more or like it gets you a little bit more RPM. But yeah, I like to use the standard one. Condition is like new. You can check it all here. You can switch the battery. You can switch the tires. I used Airhawk for testing before, but to be honest, what I just felt with like taxiing, I like the AirTrack a little bit more. It's a little bit more stable. The AirTrack is more made for soft surfaces as well. So we have an engine heater kit. It's not attached at the moment. I have the actual flap seals attached. I don't know if you can see it. I forgot to retract the flaps. So let's do that first. Alright, the flaps are retracted. I don't know if you can see the seals. It should be here. 7. I can't really see it. I can't get a good angle on it. But I have the flap seals. I have the main fairing, so that's on the sides over here, like the wheel caps, and the nose one. That's all I have attached to my plane right now. Then we can look at the engine. We can do compression test. Looks good. We can change the spark plugs, change the oil. We can fix everything here, the starter, the alternator, the air filter. We can all change that and fix it. But we don't need to do that right now. All we have to do is make sure everything is turned off, because as I said, this plane is also breathing once you're not flying. 3.7 hours in total, and here it says 2.2. I don't know exactly what the difference is between the two. Maybe you guys know. Would like to hear it, and I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy me seeing failing, and enjoy me seeing learning everything. If you like it, leave a like. Blah 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 blah. You will see next video next time, and hopefully we will be flying to an actual destination. And ciao.